This is Justice Clarence Thomas, which is the whitest name of a black man ever. Clarence is a very white name, which is probably why he's a Supreme Court justice. He has that white boy name guiding him. And in this picture, he is sniggering at the camera. Now, why is Justice Clarence Thomas sniggering in this picture? And the answer is he has just been on the prevailing opinion of two major landslide decisions from the Supreme Court in 2 days. 2 days, two massive decisions, one right after the other. They, of course, know months in advance how this is going to turn out, but they pin the decision over weeks and debate it carefully so that it will hopefully have some longevity to the decision. And the decisions that he has been a part of are first, he issued a 135-page opinion on a decision between the NRA and the state of New York, where the state of New York said that in order to get a concealed carry permit in New York, you have to have a specific threat. And the Supreme Court has decided that a specific threat is not necessary for your constitutional right to keep and bear a firearm. So that means that probably in the next coming weeks, all states will become shall issue states as opposed to may issue states, which will broaden gun rights across the country. Very exciting, right? And there's probably no coincidence here with the upcoming riots over today's decision, which happened an hour ago. So many of you listening to this live will actually not know about this by the time I start talking about it. But in the last 2 hours, the decision has come out from the Supreme Court that Roe v. Wade is no longer the prevailing opinion of the Supreme Court. And it is now up to federal and state legislators to decide when abortion is to be performed, if at all. So now abortions are no longer considered a constitutional protection under the 5th and 14th Amendment. There is no due process clause required to keep or to have an abortion, which means that in some states, which I talked about before, these states right here have what's called a trigger law, which means that 30 years ago, the legislators of these states in red decided that we're going to write a law that will not become law until Roe v. Wade is overturned. So Roe v. Wade has just been overturned, and it's happened so recently that I can't even tell you what happens now, because they're probably going to have to wake up and figure out if how they're going to implement those abortion laws from 30 years ago. And I think that depending on the state, it may be a total ban on abortion. It may be a second trimester ban. I don't know. It's a state by state thing, which is what the opinion of the court was, is that these things should be decided by the state legislators and the representatives in Congress. It should not be a constitutional thing, because obviously abortion was not considered even up for debate until the 70s. So that just happened. These articles came out because, they had time to prepare for this. Roe v. Wade is officially dead. In a historic, devastating decision, the nation's highest court has officially designated the nation's women as second-class citizens. And apparently, when everyone was memeing on the liberals on Twitter saying, read another book, stop referring to Trump as Voldemort, read another fucking book, they all decided that they were going to go read The Handmaid's Tale, because now we are living in a theocratic hellscape dystopia where women are now the breeding cattle of the rich white men, and we have regressed all the way back to the 1700s of the patriarchy, which I don't think is probably close to reality. What we're going to end up with is a country that looks a lot like Europe in terms of its abortion restrictions. I don't think a lot of people are advocating for total bans on abortion. I think that medical necessity and rape clauses are going to exist, and I think that people are going to have no issues whatsoever finding a safe way to have an abortion in the United States, even if it means driving out of state. That's now the interesting discussion in regards to this is just if it's a good thing, because I think the like more than half of all abortions are from black people, And they're only, despite making up 30%, 13% of the population, they make up more than 50% of all abortions. So now people are wondering, like, is this really what we want for our country? But there is a chance. There is a chance that the states where black were there is a correlation between states which are likely to protect safe access to reproductive health care and bodies of color. These states seem to intersect where the bodies of color and the necessary access to reproductive health care exists. So I do believe that the POCs in our country will have safe access to these necessary medical procedures, whereas Whitey is just gonna have to fucking deal with it. So this I don't know. And you know what? If it means more Clarence Thomases, maybe there's a hope. We'll have, again, you can take Louisiana. Just take it. Nobody cares about Louisiana. Ralph would be happy if Louisiana was a black nationalist state. We'll sort this out over time. I'm going to be an optimistic, a positive Polly for once instead of a negative. In fact, this decision fucked up my whole plan. I have this great. I didn't make it, but I put together like a 3-minute long intro segment with dramatic music, and then I had an outro song that was equally doomer and shit. And it's like, well, fuck, I have to find something on short notice to replace this. I'll be a doomer some other day. I'm being a positive Polly today. But there you go. That's the breaking news. And of course, the gays are the most affected. These extremely damaging decisions came out during the holiest of months, Pride Month. And the non-reproductives are literally screaming on Twitter about how this what is it, Voldemort, pure blood, theocratic nightmare, Handmaid's Tales. It's just like in Lord of the Rings with all the black people. This is the country that we live in now. Uh, Even though they don't want kids at all, unless it's to molest them. The CIA, by the way, put out this lovely little notice. I don't know what the fuck to even make of this. For some reason, the pride is spelled with the gay black flag, the trans black flag, and it's torn at the edges, like it's being eaten away by moths. And then there's the CIA building, and the rainbow is leading directly into the CIA. And I really don't know what they're saying. Is this like gay people are welcome at the CIA, or is it that the CIA is the rainbow is shooting from the CIA as if it's a CIA psyop against us? I really, because it's that's the perspective is me sitting here on the lawn, and the rainbow is shooting at me, the viewer. So I don't know what that's a rainbow glow in the dark. The CIA on Instagram says the Central Intelligence Agency fosters an open and inclusive work environment to ensure all officers can serve the nation, confident that they will be judged by their integrity and work ethic and not by their sexuality, gender identity, or gender expression. If we join our LGBTQ plus, oh sorry, I said that wrong, LGBTQIAP plus officers in the greater community in celebrating Pride Month and are committed to maintaining a safe environment for all. So the CIA is a proud LGBTQIAP plus ally. Hashtag government pride, hashtag pride 2020. So I guess now we're adding the US federal government to the LGBT. It's the LGBTQIAP plus USA. Nowadays, we got to add the American flag to the other side, and we'll add it next to the Ukrainian flag colors on the left hand side. By the way, my favorite thing about this is that I went to the CIA's Instagram, just their main page, and assuming Bibliogram wants to cooperate with me. Aha! This post made me laugh out loud. Oh no! Wait, fuck! Ah, this picture in like part Chinese with like this Hapa woman here. If you can read the foreign language portion of this image, consider applying to be a foreign language instructor at the CIA. As a foreign language instructor, you will deliver programs that equip intelligence professionals with foreign language skills and provide various language support services worldwide. Learn more and apply today. Hashtag Discover CIA. Please, if you are Chinese and want to spy on China for us, we need your help. We can't get anybody into their government, and they keep putting people in ours, and it's really not fair. So if you're chinky and you want to help the CIA, hashtag GovPride, please apply for the CIA today. They're very desperate for your help. Speaking of the glowies, by the way, This is a true story, and I'll save it for the transparency report that I put out at the end of the month. But the FBI, and I don't have a gag order, so I can talk about this freely. But I'm just gonna wait for a bit because I don't want to like intentionally piss off the government right now. Last month there was the shooting in Buffalo, and I got a letter about a post in the thread about that. And it was a voluntary emergency disclosure or request from the FBI. And I said, get a warrant. I think that in this case, this post is unhinged, and I empathize, but my policy is to ask for a warrant. And I expected a warrant because the post was unhinged. I did not get one. I got a letter a couple days ago from the FBI saying, we sent you a subpoena last month, and you did not reply to it. And it was due a couple days before this letter. I'm thinking, well, you didn't fucking give it to me, and make sure you reply to this other email address, but I don't have it. I can prove that I didn't get it. There's no email log for this email that you're purporting that you sent on the 18th of last month, so I didn't get it. And then sure enough, I get their subpoena, and it says it was sent by email only, and it's like, I did not get this fucking email. So now if you go to the Kiwi Farms and you go to the bottom of the page, I added a note on the contact us area. Why is Gould in parentheses? It's just the name of the street. Calm down, coincidence detector. But I said, if you're going to send me a subpoena, make sure you also send me a paper copy of the subpoena, because apparently your email service does not fucking work. But that got taken care of, and I don't think it's going to be an issue. But yeah, look out for that on the transparency report. Like I said, I'm just waiting a couple days. I don't want to actively hinder anything that's might be followed up with, because my response included, like the username in the post that was being looked at. And speaking of, I didn't even think about this, because I got this in the email and I just kind of ignored it. But let me pull it up. Is this it? No, this isn't it. Sorry, I get so many fucking things. I got a complaint from the Internal Affairs Office of New Zealand asking me to delete shit related to the Buffalo thing. It's like, bro, this isn't even your country. None of this involves New Zealand. Why are you complaining to me about shit from America, hosted in America, about America? And I got two of these. They wanted a copy of the manifesto down, and they wanted all the videos of the shooting that I managed to go up, taken down. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you just find... I'm debating how much of a dick to be, because I don't want to cause any problems for myself at this point, but I'm tempted to reply in Maori and ask for a translation of these orders in the indigenous language, Maori. So they have to get somebody who knows the indigenous language to transcribe this all into that language, and then they can send it to me. And I bet you I have a fucking right under New Zealand law to ask for that, because they are officially a bilingual country. And then I'll just do that. All my correspondence with New Zealand will officially be... I'll have to get like one staff Maori to help me out with this. I just find it... I don't know. I just find it bizarre. Like, what are you doing? This literally has nothing to do with you. If you're gonna like ban the internet for your country, you might as well just do it for your country, not even bother sending these fucking letters. Who gives a shit? But yeah, okay, that's enough of my legal issues for right now. I have some interesting news. Actually, no, what? Fuck the news. I'm gonna show you Sneed 4.0, what everybody's really looking for. I am working on, because I got the chat kind of chugging along now, so I'm working on reintegrating it into the site. And I showed you guys this, and I haven't done too much more with the BB code stuff. But I have re-added chat to the actual site. This is, and I got like a light mode skin. So now, as you can see, I'm logged in as Chuck, and I'm able to use the chat within the actual new forum software as Chuck. And I think this should work. Yep. And as an addition, this isn't in the light theme yet, which is why it's ugly. But I can now delete messages. I could technically, if I go to here and I say hello, and then because I don't have that set up with the new format, I can then also delete it, and then I can say, I love Israel, and then I go, I fucked up. I can press up just like in Discord and say, love it, and the Jewish people, and press enter, and that will be updated. So I've gotten all this done in the last week, and yeah, I'm gonna have to. Like I said, there's issues with it's not all connected yet. The chat and the new software, so I'm going to go back and figure that out and go ahead and organize, clean up the code and get stuff. Because I've got like 1,000 lines of the new chat stuff, and then I got like 500 lines of JavaScript, and it's just kind of all over the place. So I need to go back and reorganize that and use things that I've learned to improve existing code and stuff. Lightly stolen for Discord. No, I am ripping off Discord as much as fucking possible because they paid the top UX trannies to design that shit. And it's like, I'm not going to waste my time trying to get it to look right. I'm just going to steal their shit. And by steal their shit, I mean take inspiration from. Because I can't technically steal it in a legal sense because it's just a chat application.